Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and welcome to this week's Pick 5. So first and foremost this week, guys, I want to talk about something really important. Linen clothing. I know, right? So lightweight and breathable and stylish. Except no one told me it needs to be ironed. I don't know how to iron. I'm a 37-year-old man. What the hell's an iron? It's that metal thing you heat up and press against all the wrinkles in your clothing. Seriously, I wish somebody had cornered me in the parking lot at the Banana Republic outlet and said, listen, son, I know you're about to go in there and basically buy like 15 of the same shirts. Whoa, this is not exactly PG-13. Really sorry, folks. Anyways, no one told me that this needs to be constantly maintained. So now hiring somebody to come to my office and iron my stuff on a regular basis. Okay, why don't we talk about real estate? I always like to do a little joke before we start. Some people may find that funny. Guys, this week I want to take you to this area here. Let's zoom in on this. Thank you, Google Maps. What a very cool little shape here. This is called Cliffcrest. Now, this is near where my mother lives. She actually lives in neighboring Birchcliff Heights. And she's always been telling me, as I've been telling you through Pick 5, you've got to come out here. There's so much value. So I recently had a client email me a property in this area, and I looked and I said, wow, I'm sorry, how much is that? And how long has it been on the market for? And I thought, you know what? Need an idea for Thursday's Pick 5? Why don't we dive into Cliffcrest? So this is the area, guys. We'll zoom in a little bit. You can see Scarborough Bluffs Beach and then Bluffers Beach Park, if you're familiar with the area, basically encompasses the entire thing Cliffcrest does. I want to focus on the area south of Kingston Road. I'm going to basically tackle this area here. So while Cliffcrest is technically, north of Kingston Road, and I actually thought about, sorry to confuse you here, zoom in too much. I actually thought about extending it maybe to see what's out here. You really can't compare the types of the properties. And as well, for those of you that do know this area, some of these streets down in here, they're beautiful. They're massive lots. It feels like you're outside of the city. You actually feel like you are at a cottage. It's almost eerie to walk through there, which I did a couple weeks ago. The whole thing was very ironic that I ended up having a client say, you should take us to see this property. So I'm going to show you 5 properties, actually 6, because I want to look at a new build and sort of compare what it would sell for if it was in a different area. But let's take this area, south of Kingston Road, north of the water. This is going to be very fun. Okay, so here's our property set, guys. Let me just zoom in a little bit. So yeah, as you can see, I mentioned that these streets down here, this one's going to be really cool. I'll save that surprise. But these streets are just absolutely beautiful. There's a couple here that are winding, not a lot of through traffic. This one over here is going to be really interesting. They all kind of are. Why don't we jump right into it? So let's start with 79 Scarborough Heights Boulevard. So when you see $899, 55 by 137, you're like, oh, no, okay, I get it. They're holding back offers. What's this going to sell for, $1.8 million? No, actually. This is 6 days in the market, offers anytime. Guys, this is a 55 by 137 foot piece of land. And this is where you would say, okay, is it a bungalow that's dilapidated and it's only land value? No. This is $899. Let me show you where this is on the map. There we go. Wow, we really zoomed in. So walking distance to Kingston Road, and this is where all the infrastructure is. There's a restaurant called the Victorian Monkey. That's where my mother always likes to go, like for her birthday. Let me tell you a story. My mom told us that for Mother's Day, she reserved a table for 4, the Victorian Monkey, for 11:30. We walk in and picture an entire restaurant completely empty, and there's a table with a reserved sign. It was the cutest thing in the world. And I sat down. I was first. My mom came in and just kind of, hey, I'm over here. I don't know if you can see me among 300 empty chairs. Anyways, very cool restaurant. And if you drive this strip, you will see it's not, mom and pop stuff. It's not, Yorkville caliber. It's not the shops of, Bayview or the coolness of Leslieville. It's a lot more strip mall-ish. But again, you're not buying here because you think you live in Leaside or in the Cricket Club or in Leslieville. You're buying here because, oh my God, you're getting a 55 by 137 for $899. So this is a 3-bed, 2-bath. It's not, move-in condition. Yeah, it's move-in. It just could use a little bit of TLC. Massive private driveway. That's awesome. Huge backyard, as I said, 55 by 137. This is really why you're buying this property. You want space, you want land. So inside, again, move in, sure, whatever you want to call it. You could do some updates here. Not exactly a staged property, but it shoots nicely. So you don't like the carpet, the ceiling fan, what have you, that's fine. You're probably going to redo the kitchen, which I'll show you in a minute. See, there you go. But the floor plan works. You've got a nice little eat-in area. I know you don't like the fluorescent lights, but again, guys, this is $899,000 for 55 by 137. It's just absolutely mind-boggling. So as mentioned, 3 bedrooms, a little bit dated everywhere. Again, we don't have the best photography to kind of drive this point home. And there you go, bathroom, wooden toilet seat. I hate those splinters in the back of the legs, or worse. So $899. Scroll down here, and as you can see, brokerage remarks, nothing. That's where it would normally say, offers graciously reviewed. No, they're not. Offers are anytime. It's absolutely amazing. Now, the school in this district is, I'm going to show you guys, it's Fairmount. So Fairmount ranks at 5.9 out of 10, 1,700 out of 3,000. It's not an exceptional school. But again, if you want to put all of your, put a ton of emphasis on the Fraser Institute rankings, you're going to ignore a lot of other things, such as what I always go to, how much space is there outside for kids to play sports? Because kids don't really want to do that anymore. Okay, let's move on to the next one here, guys. Excuse me, I'm getting sick, I know it. To 50 Cathedral Bluffs. So, 50 Cathedral Bluffs, $899, same idea. We'll scroll down here, and look, hello, no offer date. Can you believe that? No offer date. $899, 4-bed, 2-bath, 55 by 92 foot lot, so it's a little bit smaller. Now see this basement, crawl space / finished. What the hell does that mean? I believe that means there's a finished area in the basement, and as well there's a crawl space. So this might have been a house that was added on to, or it might have been a house that originally just had sort of the half basement. So this one too needs a little bit of work. You can see here it's kind of the side split style, but there are 2 levels. Nice backyard, or at least it would have been if they didn't ruin it with that large rectangular pit of water. I'm not a big swimming pool fan. There's something about just fear. Kids. My kid's 19 months old. I can't do it. I can't even think of it. It creeps me out. Okay, so there's my biggest fear in life. So again, big private drive, 55-foot lot, just like the other one. Now, it certainly doesn't have the same amount of square footage, although if it did, it would be a little bit more chopped up. See how all the rooms are a little bit more chopped up than the last one. The last one might have been an awkward layout, but at least it was somewhat open concept. Same idea here. You're going to probably want to redo this kitchen, but it does have an eat-in, which is nice. There you go. Nicely well lit too. Windows, trees. I really like this. I should move here. My mother would love that. Do I talk about my mother too much? That was rhetorical. Okay, so there's your bathroom. Glass block, very 80s. Probably needs to be redone as well. And again, you can see the split level. So here's your basement. So it's, how would you explain a side split? You don't feel like you're in a basement. I mean, and you're really not. If you look from the back of the house, you can see there's a door that's at walkout level. So either it's built on grade, or just the way that it's built with a side split. You know those houses when you walk in and you either go up a few stairs or down a few stairs? That's the split level. So great ceiling height on this. Maybe you don't like the drop ceiling. Maybe you don't like the fireplace. I think it's cool. I think it's wood burning. And there's baseboard heating, which we don't love. So that's a huge space. I mean, Jesus, for $899. Can you imagine? That's wild. Absolutely wild. Here's what I meant. See this? Now this is probably to the garage, but this here is the walkout, and these might be the lower level windows. Okay, so let's move on. Wow, we're really flying, but I do have 6 properties. 20 Cathedral Bluffs. So we're taking a jump here in price point. Let me go back. We're $899. So what I wanted to show you, and a lot of times I do this in areas where you can, sort of show you entry level to an area and then show you, up to say $2.5 million. $899. $899. That's nuts. I'm listing a condo in King West next week for $719.9 or $699. $719 might be a bit high. It's going to be 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 762 square feet, I believe. That's $719. You've got a house here on a 55-foot lot by 137 feet deep for $899. It's absolutely uncanny. And yes, I know we can make the argument, well, hold on a second, we're right in the middle of downtown. It's the 3rd biggest metropolitan area in North America, yada, yada. I'm just making a point for the sake of comparison. So now let's take the next step up. We want to look at 2 stories and 4 beds. So we'll look here at 20 Cathedral Bluffs, which is listed at $1,249,900. So where is this on the maps? Down here on this cool little street. Well, actually not the one that winds around, but point being, guys, there is not a lot of through traffic. If you're going down Cathedral Bluffs, where are you really going to? All these streets intersect. So unless you live in this area, you're probably not driving through these streets, and that's why it's so quiet. I didn't show you the map for the last one. Oh, yeah, because it was on Cathedral Bluffs, same idea. So 50 Cathedral Bluffs was basically right down the street. So this one, and we'll go right to the photos. I like to look at it from the outside. It is a smaller, can you believe it? Smaller. It's only a 45-foot lot. God, 128 feet deep. But look at it from the front. It's beautiful. Nice bricked pathway here. Sorry, patio, driveway. I really am getting sick. The mind goes first. Actually, first you get that lump in your throat. Who gets a cold in the summer? It's ridiculous. Okay, so inside we start to feel more like we're in a traditional midtown house, except of course we're half the price. You walk in, you've got a nice little foyer, staircase running up the side, original wainscoting, which is kind of neat, charming living room, opens to a dining room, and here you can see they've done a main floor family room addition with a kitchen. So the photography is a little off here. I might have done it in a different order to kind of show it. So the main floor family room is on the other side. Kitchen's nicely upgraded. I don't know about this backsplash all the way up the wall. This is what I have in my kitchen. It's a little higher than you typically need it. I gotta say something. So there you go. There's the main floor family room addition. These things are neat. But they're a pain in the butt for insurance. And then again, not to sound like a father today, I don't want my kid touching that. These things are so hot. It's not like if you bought a 2018 brand new electric or gas insert fireplace, there's no heat, right? Your kid can touch it. I've seen these where literally, if you were to touch it, you'd have a 1st degree or 3rd degree burn. I don't know which one is worse. I actually don't. I need to go watch Backdraft again. Okay, so here we go. Wow, that's making me dizzy. 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms. Good order on that, I will say. And then we've got downstairs. Wow, I'm a collector, and as a collector, I gotta say, what are these? I don't know, but it's cool. I want that for my hockey pucks when I move into a house. So you've got, looks like dad split the man cave with the kid. So dad's over here jamming out with a little microphone. I think I saw a guitar upstairs. And the kid's down here at this little table playing with the kitchenette. And maybe this is dad's collection. I'm not sure what it is. G.I. Joe's? Maybe I just made a friend. Okay, so tons of space in this house. And then on top of it, you got a nice backyard. Another bricked patio, which I think just extends from the driveway. And, oh, cool, a climber, a swing. I mean, geez, mature trees. What's not to like about this thing? Now, the one thing I will say, this has been on the market a while, they should really reshoot the photos. It amazes me when someone is so cheap or so short-sighted, or both, that for the love of God, this thing's been on the market a while, send the photographer back over, spend another $350 or $99 because you hire a crappy company to begin with, and retake the photos with these trees in bloom. Like, this looks like a gloomy March day. I don't get it. Anyways, there you go. So this thing, guys, $1,249,000. It's been on the market 64 days. Now, they were originally up for $1.4 million. They're at $1,250,000 now. Excuse me. That's 2 months plus on the market, $1,250,000. So where in the world would you get something like this for this price? It is uncanny to me. See this? The lots are regular. It's 53 by 100. That means that at the largest, it's 128 feet deep. And then at the shortest, it's 100. But it also widens to 53. So it's an awkward triangle parallelogram. Carry the 1. I don't know what shape that would be. You know what? Just for fun, let's pull this up. So here you can see the view from Land Registry. So this is where you've got your 45. This is where you've got your 53. And then this is your 128. And this is your 100. So it kind of makes sense, right? I was talking about a weird-ish little shape that I couldn't really come up with a name for. Okay. So let's move on to the next one here. This is a really, really cool house. Just look at this photo. Okay? Now look at this photo. Where are you? You're not in Toronto, except that you are. Look at this house. It's crazy. This feels like a cottage. This reminds me of, like, I don't know, partially of my folks' house in Idaho, except without this giant mature tree. There's just something about it. Maybe it's the peaks of the roof. Maybe it's the landscaping. It's unbelievable that something like this is available in the city. 2 Pine Ridge. Let me show you the map. We are down here again, south of Kingston Road. You'd never know it, guys. Honestly, you'd never know as you're driving along Kingston Road that something like this exists. It's crazy to me. So the property itself, ready for this? 116 feet. 116 feet by 200 feet. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? That's crazy. That lot is unbelievable, and the house is gorgeous. 4 beds, 3 baths. Oh, and it's been on the market for 14 days. So let's look at the photos here. There's so much land. You ready for this? Are you ready for this? Oh my God. That's crazy. I know I keep saying crazy. Just look at it. Japanese red maple. That's really cool. Look at this. Are you really in the city? Now, I know it's $2 million, so a lot of you are like, okay, cool. I watch your pick 5 because I'm trying to buy a one-bedroom condo. But $1,899,000, I mean, you know what you can get for that in other areas of the city. I mean, $1,899,000, that's a 3-bed, 4-bath semi, you know, on St. Clements or something like that. And here you've got 115 by 200 foot lot. Okay, let's go back to the photos. I'll show you the rest. Here's the backyard. This view, I'm not sure where it's from, to be perfectly honest. The roof of the house, maybe? I'm not sure. And then you get into, oh, the design is just beautiful. It's really, really nice. Kitchen's a bit small. Yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about it. I'm just going to flip through the photos and be jealous. Yeah. I don't like leather couches. Cool. Now that's cottagey. You got to admit. That is really cottagey. So that's it. I don't know what more to say about this one, except it's just amazing. I think this is the coolest / nicest house I've put on Pick 5 in quite some time. It really, really is. No air conditioning. I don't know why. Okay. Okay, so the next one, guys, I'm going to go through pretty quickly. I just wanted to show you, this is a brand new, like, you know what this is all about, right? Okay, so houses like this seem like they're a dime a dozen. Yep, it's really nice. Okay, great. It's nicely staged. Yada, 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 yada. I just wanted to show you, it's a 58 by 135, 4-bed, 6-bath, $1,980,000 on the market 32 days. So what is this house going to sell for? $1,800,000? $1,850,000? What would this cost if this was in, let's play the game. Let's say this was in the Kingsway. Prime Kingsway, over $3 million. Let's say this was in Leaside. You wouldn't get this in Leaside. There are no 58-foot lots. So let's say this was up in the Cricket Club, like Prime Cricket Club, $5 million. I know that sounds nuts. Now, they wouldn't do this style necessarily, but a 60 by 135 brand new 4-bed, 6-bath, $4.5 million bucks, right? If you were, say, like up on Ridley or something like that, like Prime Cricket Club. And here we have it for $1,980,000. $1,980,000. Pick this thing up for $1,800,000. It's unbelievable the size of the house that you can get in this area. Okay, let's go to the last one. This is the fastest pick 5 I've ever done. I think I'm rushing because I'm sick and I really want to go home. I wanted to show you this because this is crazy. Let's play a game. Look at the listing. I'll leave it up for a few seconds. You tell me what I'm going to point at. Ready and go. This 905-foot depth. That's crazy. This is a 4-acre property, $2.4 million. Oh yeah, it's a lot of money, David. As I said, I'm looking for a 2-bedroom condo downtown. Wow, $2.4 million. This is wild. This is wild. Look at this house. That's really cool, right? Except the land that it's on is 4 acres. And I wish they did a better job showing it, because here's your pool, here's your yard. You're going to make me go to Geo Warehouse, aren't you? Let's take a look at the property. You know what? To be honest, guys, the photos inside, they're really not that good. I just wanted to show you a 900-foot deep lot for $2.4 million bucks. There you go. It's crazy. Okay, so they actually do have a nice picture. It's just out of order. So part of it is your front yard, and this is where you really get into that sort of cottage feel. Remember going to my buddy Wes's cottage when we were younger, and when you drove in, you probably drove what felt like 80 to 100 feet before you pulled up in front of the house. And that's the land that you own, right? We're all accustomed to basically opening our front door, and then there's a very small piece of grass, and then the sidewalk. This thing, as you can see, there's, I don't know, 100 feet from the road that we can't see, up through the driveway, front yard, side yard, backyard, and back into the trees. Really cool. So there's a good aerial shot. It makes sense. They had to do the drones. Why? How could you not? So check this out. This is their piece of land. Now, I know it's sort of like, well, what am I going to use that for? I don't know. Use your imagination. You should literally just start teeing up golf balls. Just full drivers into the woods. Just start cranking them out there. And then one day go out with your dog or something and find them. Okay, let me show you this on the property line. So take a look, guys. You're kind of like, oh, wait a minute. Did it plot it correctly? Because this looks like a giant park. Oh, no. It's actually this massive sliver of land. Look at the size of this thing. This is out from the street. Here's the house. And all this is your land. 905 feet. 905 feet. That is so cool. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for you this week. I know that was very short, but you know what? I'm sick and the mind just goes. And I made so many edits in this, I can't even tell you because I kept fumbling for my words. Anyways, I'm going to go home and have a cup of soup. You guys have a fantastic weekend. I hope you enjoyed this very brief tour of Cliffcrest. I know my mother will be happy, and that'll make me happy. So for any of you guys that are already in this area, wow, you did really, really well. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye for now.